We want to turn out to the story of a miracle in the snow. A Washington State family was driving home last Wednesday from their spring break. They'd been in Seattle when an avalanche slammed into their car. Another motorist called 911. Take a listen.
Control minimum.
Yes, a big slide came through and nailed the car behind me.
That big slide, a wall of snow and ice, smashed through the windshield with enormous force. You can see the after effects there. It covered the front seat and the passengers in them with shattered glass, pushed the vehicle into a retaining wall. The parents suffered cuts and bruises. Their two young daughters were barely touched. All four of them join us this morning here in the studio. Kent and Tana Parker and their daughters Nicole and Ariana. Good to have all of you with us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Those pictures, I can't imagine what it must have been like. Walk us through, Kent, what happened?
Well, we were driving home and had a great spring break, and we're headed back home, probably 2.5 hours from home, and driving down the highway. And I just seen something come down. It didn't have any warning or anything. It just something just came over the top of us, and next thing I know, the windshield caved in on us, and I must have just closed my eyes at that point and held on for dear life, because I had no idea what was happening. I just knew it was very violent when it came through. I had the sensation of losing control of the vehicle and sliding sideways. I knew at one point we were down sideways going down the highway. We were doing about 65 when we were hit. My wife Tana, at that point I can remember her holler. I knew something was wrong, you know. Sorry, at this point I always get emotional about this with my family.
I mean, it's hard to, you paint such a picture when we see these images. It's tough to imagine actually being in that. And of course, your first concern is your family that's in the car with you. Tana, what were you thinking? Did you realize what was happening at the time?
No, I just felt that heavy snow in the windshield over my chest. It was I felt just so heavy. I didn't feel any pain, anything by that time. You know, I just felt the impact over me, and I thought it was the end for all of us.
Of course.
For me, it was, I thought this is the end.
Thankfully, it wasn't. We had the woman who's so calm in that 911 call, called 911, a good Samaritan right behind you guys, who luckily jumped out and started helping you.
Well, when we finally came to a stop, we head on into a retaining wall and came to a stop. And I looked at my family and seen that we were all still in the car, which was kind of amazing to me, but we were packed in with snow. We couldn't just get out. I literally had to dig my way out to be able to get to the door to open the door.
And at that point, you're digging not just through snow, but it's ice, it's parts of the windshield, the glass, correct?
Yes, correct.
And the girls, you guys are in the back seat, snug in your car seats, luckily, but you had snow all over you too, right, Nicole?
Yeah.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you guys cry?
Yeah, some, but not too much.
And what did Mom and Dad say? They said, we're going to be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know, Ten, at one point, some of the folks, so there was a gentleman behind you guys who had some medical training, and he helped get you out.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get out. I was waiting in the car for like an hour, you know, because the pain on my chest was so bad I couldn't move or talk. But this guy was taking care of us like we were his own family. He was so nice, talking to me, taking care of me, trying to keep me warm.
Have you spoken to him since?
No, I didn't, but I wish I can have the opportunity to talk to him after that and thank him about, you know.
Yeah.
He was just so nice, you know. He was like an angel for us at that moment.
When I got out of the car, I was able to get Ariana dug out and got her out of the car and put her to the side of the road. And I was going back for Nicole, and one of the gentlemen behind us had already gotten Nicole out of the car, and he came carrying her around the back bumper. And when we got the girls settled and safe off to the side, I went back to help Tana. When I got around the corner, this other Samaritan was there, and he told me, look, I'm medically trained. You worry about your kids, you let me worry about Tana. So you go be with your kids, I'll take care of her. And I can remember him, he took his coat off and he covered Tana up with a coat. We didn't have blankets or anything, you know, readily available. He was standing there in a t-shirt giving first aid to her and gave up his coat. And we still have his coat. And we really like to get to him and return his coat. She's washed it.
Well,
so
hopefully maybe you'll see this, and you all will be able to connect with one another and let us know if you are able to do that. But we're glad that you're able to be here with us and that everybody is safe and sound this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming in.
Yeah.
It's a miracle, that's all I can say.
Everybody was where they needed to be, in the right place at the right time to help out.
Yes.
Yeah. And we had an exceptionally tough car.
Yeah,
It really
that
saved
never
us
hurts. Well, good to have you here again.
Thank you.
Thanks again.